October 26, 2022. Elon Musk walks into Twitter HQ carrying a literal porcelain bathroom sink. Now, most people saw this as a dad joke. Let that sink in. Very funny. But looking back, that wasn't a joke. That was a threat. It was a visual metaphor for a gut renovation. See, when you buy a fixer-upper, you don't just paint over the mold. You rip out the plumbing, you tear down the loading-bearing walls, even if the architect screams at you. And that is what we need to talk about today. There is this pervasive narrative that Elon is chaotic, that he's impulsive, that he destroys the things he loves, or at least the things he spends $44 billion on, because he lacks self-control. But what if that chaos isn't a bug? What if it's the main feature? I want to argue that Musk operates on a philosophy of controlled demolition. It's a terrifying, high dopamine management style I call the Musk Burn Rate. It's the willingness to burn down the village to save the castle. And honestly, it explains everything, from the reusable rockets to the Cybertruck to the absolute bloodbath at Twitter. So, grab a coffee, we are going deep into the psychology of a man who bets the entire company every 5 years, and we're going to see if this chaos method is actually genius or just gambling addiction disguised as strategy. Let's get into it. Part 1. The hardcore filter. Okay, so the email. Do you remember the email? November 16th, the subject line, a fork in the road. Musk tells the Twitter staff, people who were used to free yoga, unlimited PTO, and artisanal cafeteria food, that they need to be extremely hardcore. Long hours, high intensity. If you don't click yes on this link by 5 p.m. tomorrow, you are fired. 3-month severance, get out. The media went berserk. They called it a meltdown. They said the site would crash within 48 hours. I remember refreshing my feed waiting for the screen to go black. But it didn't. Why? This is the first pillar of the burn rate philosophy, the hardcore filter. See, in traditional corporate America, retention is a metric of success. If people leave, HR panics. But Musk treats retention like a vanity metric. He doesn't want employees, he wants zealots. Think about the early days of SpaceX. They were on an island in the middle of nowhere, welding steel in the humidity, sleeping under their desks. Why? Because they believed they were saving humanity. When Musk took over X, he realized he couldn't instill that Mars colony urgency in a company that had become, essentially, a bloated country club for software engineers. You can't talk someone into being hardcore. You have to filter for it. By threatening to burn the house down, he saw who ran for the exit and who grabbed a bucket. It's brutal, it's arguably inhumane by modern standards, but from a systems engineering perspective, it's highly efficient signal-to-noise ratio optimization. He reduced the headcount by 80%, and the site got faster. Now, is this sustainable? Maybe not, but it proves his thesis. Most organizations are 10% innovation and 90% coordination friction. Musk's method is to burn off the 90% and see if the 10% can survive the heat. Part 2. First principles versus the blob. Okay, to understand why he does this, we have to talk about the blob. And I don't mean the movie monster. I mean legacy media and legacy tech. Musk is obsessed with this concept of first principles thinking. You've probably heard him talk about it. It's physics. Here's the analogy. Incrementalism, which is how most companies work, is looking at a rocket and saying, okay, other rockets cost $100 million, maybe we can tweak the engine and make it $90 million. First principles is looking at a pile of raw metal and asking, what is the spot price of aluminum? What is the spot price of titanium? Okay, the materials only cost $2 million. Why does the rocket cost $100 million? The answer is usually bureaucracy, supply chains, middlemen, the way it's always been done. When Musk looks at something like Twitter, he doesn't see a social network. He sees a bloated supply chain of information. He looks at the blue checkmark system. In the old world, the incremental world, verification was a status symbol decided by a small group of editors. It was a subjective, messy human process.
Musk looks at that and says, that's inefficient. Verification should be a utility, like paying your electric bill. If you pay $8, you are verified as a human. We remove the subjectivity. Now, whether you agree with the outcome or not, and look, the rollout was a disaster, let's be real, the thinking process is pure first principles. He destroyed the prestige of the checkmark to fix the bot problem. He burned the social hierarchy to fix the engineering problem. This is the stress test. He bought Twitter not just to own it, but to break the incremental mindset that governed it. He treated a cultural institution like an engineering problem, and when you apply physics to sociology, things explode. Part 3. Betting the company. But there is a deeper, darker psychological layer here. It's not just about efficiency, it's about the adrenaline. Let's go back to 2008, Christmas Eve. Tesla is out of money, SpaceX has failed 3 launches in a row. Elon is divorcing. He is literally sleeping on friends' couches. He has enough money left to save one company. If he splits the money, both die. If he picks one, the other dies. What does he do? He scrapes together every last penny, borrows money for rent, and splits the funds. He bets on both.